In this episode, the F1 US Grand Prix, NASCAR Playoffs continue at Homestead, and Meyer Shank Racing on the return. Welcome to episode 285 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, iRacing has been going well for me lately.
Has it?
I have back-to-back IMSA race week wins.
Oh!
Past 2 weeks in a row, I have got a W.
What car are you running?
Mainly the Ferrari, which is a GT3 car.
A 296 GT3?
Yep, the newest one, which is cool. But it's rare to win.
That's a good feeling.
It's hard to win in that game.
That's
you know, it is hard to win.
It is very hard to win.
And especially in competitive IMSA lobbies.
Yeah, typically IMSA lobbies are... You got some real aliens out there.
Yep. I had been very consistent and very fast. So
You've been alien-like?
I am looking forward to our upcoming Rolex.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I've even got my license promotion, so...
Yep, you're climbing.
We're getting there, baby!
Yep. You're running some Ferrari as well, which is fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had some good battles, didn't you?
Yeah, this past race, after I got my promotion, I kind of went into a race, just kind of forget about safety rating. Let's just go for fun racing.
Yeah.
So I started P17 of 17, the furthest back in the pack.
Perfect.
Clawed my way back to P8, and then had an off-track or two, and dropped to P11. But either way, there was side-by-side battle, clean racing. I mean,
that's fun. This
was the cleanest race I think I've ever had battles with. Because normally, in the racing I've done, it's been MX5 Cup, where it's just like full kamikaze.
Right.
Just, I'm coming in.
You can't trust anyone.
Yeah, but this time we were side-by-side through corners, and it felt good.
That's fun. I actually think that's more fun than doing what I did, which I did the full Max Verstappen P1 to P1. Like, just drove off into the distance and won the race. It was kind of boring, to be honest. I would almost rather start from the back and have to claw my way through the field than like.
It was a lot of fun.
That's fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yep. So let's kick it over to what racing happened this past week, at least in real life, which was in the U.S. F1 was at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas.
The United States Grand Prix.
A lot of cool paints.
Yeah, cool liveries. The Williams and the Haas. Yep, cool liveries there. Red Bull had a cool livery too.
They definitely did.
Very Star-Spangled Banner liveries.
Yep.
I love those iconic shots of cresting the hill with the Texas flag in the back.
Yep.
Those are my favorite shots.
Yep. Looks super cool. The racing in general was kind of entertaining.
Slightly, yes.
We went into the weekend knowing that Max Verstappen's won the championship. He did it a long time ago. So the battle is kind of for the rest, right?
Best of the rest.
It's to figure out, will Checo get booted out?
Yes, because the rumor is that if Checo loses P2 in the world driver standings to Hamilton, that he's getting the boot.
Right.
That is the rumor.
Will Checo keep the seat? And then will Lewis be able to overtake? Can, I think, McLaren catch?
Yeah.
Can they catch in the Constructors' Championship? Who are they catching? Is it?
Well, they've already passed Aston.
Okay.
Now they're clawing at the heels of Ferrari.
Okay.
And then Mercedes.
Right. So kind of some battles to be had here and there.
Yeah.
But this race started with McLaren on pole, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Lando Norris led the U.S. Grand Prix for a bit.
And he won the sprint race, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Actually,
now I believe the original qualifying, which was before the sprint race, was taken not by Max Verstappen, even though he had the fastest lap. I think he had an off-track, got that lap removed, so he started further down the field. So it was fun to see Max have to work his way up through the field, which he did.
Max won the sprint race.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, then why did he not start?
Because he didn't quali P1. He
Okay.
qualied P5. Well, he qualied P1, but he had an off-track in quali. So
Yes.
they deleted his time.
Right. So then why was he not? Yeah, but didn't the sprint race then set the grid for the real race? Isn't that usually how that works?
I don't know.
Okay. Regardless, it was fun to see McLaren out front for a bit and battle Max, which was also good. Now, Mr. Lewis Hamilton had one hell of a drive.
Yes, he did.
Did you see him trying to charge his way up to the front at the end of that race?
He was moving, baby.
He was only 2 seconds back, I think, at the end of the race. And he had a better tire strategy. At least he had better tires. Max was on the radio complaining about some brake issue.
He just didn't have brakes. Very squirrely into braking, I believe.
Yeah, and he kept on coming on the radio every time that they would say something. It would be under him braking. He's like, "Don't talk to me while I'm braking. Don't talk to me." And they were going back and forth about changing brake settings and something was not broken but odd about the brakes.
Yeah,
with that car, which interesting to see. I hope that we get a little bit more of that. I hope that there's something to peg back his speed because he's Max Verstappen right now. Unfortunately.
True.
So Max did take the win. Lewis came second, which was cool. And then who was third?
Lando Norris, P3.
Okay.
Back-to-back podiums for Lando Norris.
Now, where did Checo finish?
He was P5.
Okay.
Between the Ferraris. He split the Ferraris.
Okay. Now, after the race, there were some shenanigans that happened.
There were.
2 cars got disqualified.
Yeah.
And who were they?
Mr. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc.
Okay, so that's kind of a big problem if you're Lewis Hamilton and you want to catch Checo in the points.
That's actually a huge problem if you're Lewis Hamilton.
Because you were about to gain points on him and now you just lost a ton.
Yeah, you were about to gain a ton of points on him.
Right. But apparently they got DQ'd because of the same thing that Porsche got in trouble for at Watkins Glen in IMSA, which was the board on the bottom of the car. They call it the barge board, or it's the piece that rubs along the ground when they bottom out. That piece had been too worn down for the specifications. And there were a couple photos circulating around online showing the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes all taking a corner at high speed.
Yep.
And you could tell that the Ferrari and the Mercedes were definitely lower to the ground, definitely sparking more, touching the ground, while the Red Bull was not. So
that makes the finishing result a bit different.
It does.
So Max keeps the win.
Right.
So Norris is promoted from P3 to P2.
Okay.
But then Carlos Sainz is promoted from P4 to P3.
Ferrari.
So,
Well, didn't see that.
Fun stat for you.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Sainz. This is the 3rd time he has got a podium without finishing on the podium.
So, like, some post-race shenanigans happen. Somebody got a penalty. Somebody got, And, okay.
Promotion.
Weird.
Very
weird.
odd.
Yeah.
Now, that does mean something else very good for us on this side of the pond.
What?
Mr. Captain America. Logan Sargent. What the fuck is a kilometer? He is in the points.
Heck yeah.
The first American to score points in an F1 race in 30 years.
What?
Since Andretti.
30?
Since Andretti.
Well, I didn't know it was that long. Whoa. Holy moly.
Freedom, patriotic noises. Rah!
In Texas.
Let's go in the U.S. Grand Prix. Let's go.
Wow. Good for him. That's cool. Do you think that they will keep him in the team?
Yeah, I believe he's got a seat secured for next year.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Neat. That's super cool.
I just hope Williams gets more money.
I do too.
Because if they get more money, they can actually be competitive.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Overall, actually kind of an entertaining race. And it was fun to watch Lewis battle back at the end. He was charging.
If he had another 5 laps, he was going to take the win.
Dude, I think if he had 1 or 2, he was going to take the win.
You think that's it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So, especially with the Red Bull out front having brake problems. If they ever went side by side down to a braking zone, like
Max is going to have to bow out.
Yeah, it was over.
I don't think he would.
Probably
I think it'd be over for both of them.
Probably.
Frankly. But that's that.
Yes. So, that was the U.S. Grand Prix.
Yes, it was.
Over in Austin, Texas. Now, let's keep on talking about some American racing because they had NASCAR down in Florida, South Florida.
Brother.
Homestead, Miami.
Yep.
Which is a track I've actually been to and watched a NASCAR race at.
Have you?
Yep. It was kind of a random thing, but also kind of fun.
Huh.
They were doing down in Homestead, and this is I think it's a 2-mile oval or something like that. It's a pretty big oval with 2 bank corners at each end. It's pretty concentric as well. Fun racetrack to watch them race at because there are many different lines, many different grooves that you can run. You can go up along the wall or you can go way down onto the apron. It's totally up to you. And it does make for some 4-wide, 5-wide cornering, which can lead to some shenanigans, which did in this race, but that's inevitable in NASCAR. Now, there was one oddity that happened in particular, which was Mr. Kyle Larson. Going into the pits, he was kind of just pushing it too hard in and ended up hitting, the bales of water or the sand that they put in front of the pit wall entrance.
Yeah, I've seen those in front of guardrails on the highway.
Yes. He hit those, which is really weird.
Just water explosion everywhere.
It was water and sand and it went everywhere.
What?
He hit him and kind of bounced off of them. He hit him and kept on going down pit road, and I think it broke his car pretty good. But it was just an odd thing. Huh. He just pushed too hard. It was just a misjudgment by him.
He's a pretty veteran driver for that.
He is. He's won championships. He's won races. He's won a race already. He won the last race that they had.
Of all the drivers to do that, I wouldn't believe it'd be Larson to do that.
No, neither would I. So that was kind of odd. I don't know. It was what it was. But the playoffs are happening in NASCAR, and this is the second to last race before another one of the cuts happen.
Yep.
The next race coming up will be at Martinsville. That one has a cut after it. Now, who took down the win in this race?
So the win went to Mr. Christopher Bell, followed by Ryan Blaney in the Penske and Tyler Reddick, P3.
Right. So that means that Christopher Bell, which was one of the playoff guys, now has an in to the next, an automatic in to the next set of the playoffs, to the final 4. And so does Kyle Larson because he won the previous race. So that means that there's 2 spots left out of the 4, and there's 6 drivers in total that are trying to get those 2 spots. So at Martinsville, it's almost you better win or you're out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
You got to win.
Right. If you're one of William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, or Chris Buescher, you kind of have to win.
Yeah, you're a winner, you're pretty much out.
Yep. So we'll see what ends up happening. It should make for an electric Martinsville. Now, last time we were at Martinsville, and it was a playoff situation. Do you remember what happened?
I do. The Chastain wall ride.
Yep, the wall ride
happened. He actually posted that on social. And he was like, in honor of Martinsville next week.
Since then, that has been banned, unfortunately.
God, what a legend.
I kind of want to see that happen again.
What a legend, honestly.
What a monster. Just pin the throttle and let go of the wheel and see what happens.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah. What a wild guy. But that was NASCAR, and that's setting up for some fun stuff coming up in the future for them, which is Martinsville. Now, we need to kick over to some rumors that are circulating in the IMSA paddock.
Yes.
So what happened here?
So, okay. Petit Le Mans. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago now?
Yes.
Damn. It's been that long already. Petit Le Mans was the last race for Meyershank Racing in IMSA and in prototype in general, right?
Right.
And everyone thought, oh, no, sad, bad. But they've actually been in talks with a very unlikely hypercar manufacturer right now.
Alpine.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see... Well, maybe I did see this. Not necessarily Alpine, but I figured MSR, Meyershank Racing, would not be out of IMSA. It doesn't make sense. They won the last race of the season. They won the Rolex 24. Sure, they got in trouble for all their weird tire pressure manipulation at the Rolex, but they still got the watches. They still technically had the win. From my understanding in the rumors, because of the Rolex shenanigans, Acura wanted out of Meyershank Racing.
Okay.
Which left the door open for another manufacturer to come in and step in and do stuff. I guess they were keeping it very tight-lipped and didn't want to say anything, but it possibly, this isn't confirmed, this is possibly,
rumor,
Alpine could be running GTP IMSA with Meyershank in 2025. Not next year, but the year after.
Whoa.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
So, yes, it would be very awesome. But time out.
Okay.
What manufacturer would they come overseas with? Because you can't run an Alpine here because we don't have Alpines here, right?
You need a homologated
Now, rumors have also been that Alpine had potentially been looking at bringing sports cars to the U.S.
Oh. Ooh.
Or, you know who Alpine is partnered with?
Who?
Nissan.
Oh.
So there is this alliance called the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi Alliance.
Okay.
They'll kind of own a bit of each other.
Is that a...
Right.
It's
a weird
bit of a stretch,
so
but...
Renault owns Alpine.
Right.
And Renault and Nissan are tightly linked.
Okay. So...
unless Alpine decides to bring over cars, I don't know how they could run the Alpine here.
Right. And that was the problem with Glickenhaus, right?
Yep.
Which is why they never
and
came
Van
over to
Wall.
IMSA. And Van Wall.
And Isata.
Would be very odd for IMSA to
and
give...
Peugeot.
Right, to give Alpine the leverage or to give them the pass and not let all of those other manufacturers pass. That doesn't make any sense.
Correct.
You can't do that if you're IMSA. You just set up for failure.
Especially after you just told Glickenhaus to pretty much piss off.
Yeah, you can't do that. But if Alpine does come, are they really going to say, oh, here's a bunch of Nissan GTRs that we sold? Yeah, we're good. Like, what? Huh?
You know, this is motorsports.
Huh?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Is that cheat? I don't know. That is a weird gray area.
That's
if they can pull
cheating
that off.
as an accountant would cheat. It's just fudging some numbers.
Is that cheating as Meyershank Racing would cheat?
I think it might be. Just a little bit of data manipulation here or there. You know, nothing we've never done before.
Just cross out Nissan and put Alpine in the...
Yeah, I mean, it's got an N, it's got an A, it's got an I in there. I mean, it's got some of the same letters.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one to keep an eye on over this next coming season.
By the way, have you seen pictures of the new Alpine on track?
No.
Oof.
Look good?
Oof. It looks good.
I like the photo of this already with the A on the back with the brake lights.
Both brake lights are perfectly transposed A's.
That's cool.
Oh.
That's cool. That's cool.
We'll have to do, in the future, we'll have to do an episode all about current GTP or LMDH or LMH cars.
Yeah. There's a lot to them.
There is.
They're cool. So I'm excited to see if that can happen. I want to see more manufacturers come over to IMSA. We know that Lambo's coming.
Yep.
Right.
As early as next year.
Right. So Alpine could also be coming, which would be cool. And
yeah.
Are there any other rumors?
Not
that I know
really
of.
yet.
Yeah.
No.
Not that I know of.
The rumors are more that like our side will go to their side. Like Acura
Yes.
and Ferrari may come, but that's to be discussed.
For Le Mans.
TBD.
Yep. So, neat.
Very neat. So that's all the news we got. We do have some upcoming races this weekend. NASCAR playoffs are continuing in Martinsville. And then F1 is racing again.
Where?
Mexico. The Mexican Grand Prix. So
Checo's
home race.
Oh, Checo.
So, predictions.
Do you think Red Bull is nice enough to let Checo win at home?
No. You don't. You shouldn't. No. 0%. Hold on. That would mean you'd have to let a car in like sixth place somehow claw its way back to P1. My question is, does Checo rise to the occasion at his home race? Or does he succumb to the pressure?
I honestly don't know. Because Lewis looked good last race.
My prediction, I don't want to say it, but I think Checo may not have a good showing. I think the pressure may get to him.
Yeah.
It looks like the pressure's mounting because he finished, what was it, P5 at COTA in, once again, one of the fastest cars on the grid.
And the guy he's battling with did pass him.
I think he may, because I know the pressure's really getting to Checo right now.
Yep. Now, do you think that Red Bull, if they do swap him out, do they go to the Daniel? Mr. Ricciardo?
Yep, I think so.
Danny Rick?
I think so.
I think it would be, in my opinion, the best thing that Red Bull could do would be to swap Danny Rick in next year. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He could make for good press. He's an entertaining guy. I don't know if he'll be able to bring the fight to Max. I don't think so.
He won't be able to bring the fight to Max, but I think he'll be able to be the new Minister of Defense.
Yep. And it would be fun. It'd be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what you got to look forward to this weekend, and that's all we got. So, Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, drop a comment on the video. Let us know what you think about the F1 race at COTA. How'd it go for you? And if you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto, Instagram is We Are Auto _, YouTube is We Are Auto, and our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.